Hi there, I'm Dr. Christian Mostert from Kick-Ass Dissertations, and we are busy with the research proposal. So this is section 11 of it, and it's called the chapter planning. So let's look at what it entails. So the chapter planning section deals with providing a provisional, and I want to emphasize that, a provisional chapter structure to the academic board. So they basically want to know, how do you see the chapters in your dissertation to be developed? But also it may include things like having to put forward a budget and even expected timeframes. The reason for this is that the university wants to ensure that you're going to finish your dissertation within a specified time, and many universities therefore require a time frame for this. So let's look at your chapter planning. So all dissertations follow a basic flow for the dissertation. But there's really a lot of adaptation allowed, especially for technical degrees, scientific degrees, medical, but even in humanities, you'll find that there are very specific uniquenesses that can be accommodated. So basically, the flow is generally that you're going to start with a provisional or overall structure for your chapter planning, but I want to tell you that it can change. So you need to provide some justification of what you're going to do, especially if you work out of the ordinary. You need to just motivate that very briefly, just a sentence or two on why you're going to do that. And if it doesn't turn out to be like that later in your actual dissertation, then it's fine. But at least you've given a broad indication of what it will look like. So let's look at the general chapters that are used in any dissertation. The first one will be chapter 1 is your introduction chapter, and you will find this in all dissertations. Chapter 2 will be your literature review. And then chapter 3 will be your research design and methodology. Chapter 4 will be your findings or analysis. Chapter 5 is the conclusions and recommendations. So this is a standard type of flow for most universities. But you're going to see that there may be really exceptions to this. For instance, I've seen just very recently a PhD dissertation that have 3 different chapters on literature review alone. So for them, chapter 2, 3, and 4 have all been different areas of literature review. And that's possible. So you're going to end up with 6, 7, 8 chapters then in your dissertation. As long as you can motivate it, it's no problem. Then flexibility is generally allowed, but I want to encourage you, make sure that you have approval from your supervisor, where at the moment you are not following the general flow of chapter naming or things like that. Rather know upfront what your supervisor wants than to find it out perhaps too late, and then you have to redo a lot of work. The length of your chapter planning is very short. It's typically half a page, really, maybe a page at most. But be very brief with especially things like your project plan and timeframes. You just put that in a short table and only on a high level. And if the academic board wants to know more, then you can provide them with more detail. I just want to highlight here that most universities do not allow annexures with a research proposal. So you can't put in detail on, as an annexure, but keep it at hand and that it be ready and available if the university wants it. If they have, for instance, a template for the budget and the time frame, use that. Then it's going to be so much easier for you.